I left off with a white dude who's probably about my age then, and hopefully he's still alive now. I was 16, turning 17, then 18, 19, and this man would never stop calling me chief. Prior to that, I have been half breed. You're not really one of us because you're not really a white person. You're half in. And on the flip side of that was, you're not really one of us from black people. You're half H. If you want the N or the N is the N word, and H, just go watch the Jeffersons with George Jefferson calling Mr. Bentley and Tom the H word. I don't want to dignify or racially insult anybody white with that shit. Alright? This is like further proof of me trying not to be racist. Alright? I don't like sugarcoating shit. But I'm not about to call white people by racist names. I have white ancestry, so why should I want to insult white people? I have black ancestry. Why should I want to insult black ancestry? I have native ancestry. Why should I want to insult my people? Oh, because they all came at me of half-breed this and half-breed that. Does it make me worse than them by not following in their footsteps and start calling them out of their name by racial derogatives? Of course it doesn't. It makes me better because I know right from wrong. If I don't like being called that crap, why would I want to call somebody else that crap? See, I will acknowledge my flaws and my racism because I'm racist to racist people. But I bite my tongue as long as I can until I can't. But a lot of people just bite their tongues and don't say anything, don't acknowledge it, don't want to acknowledge it, don't want to see or how to be anti-racist. Now, we're going to turn a blind eye. We didn't see Trump say that. We didn't hear Trump say that. We didn't see Trump go with the code talkers as he pins the medals on them. We have someone who's been here just as long as you have. We call her Pocahontas. But I'm sure you guys didn't see that. You know, I made it up. I made it up. It never happened, right? But there's videos on it. But I can't make videos up. But I made it up. He never said that. He said it. Every stab he had since he's been in the White House about Elizabeth Warren, he has called her Pocahontas. Every time. Every time. Go ahead. Not too recently at Atlanta Braves game, he did the tomahawk chop. Yet the young lady that says that I think Trump is racist, that's not racist to her. So if she's indigenous, she's behind the eight ball on what is actually racist and what is not. Now again, I don't fault you if you're a Trump supporter. I don't. We can still be friends. We're just going to have to agree to leave politics the fuck at home. Period. Because that's the moral thing to do. That's the moral high ground. Not just for me, but for you. If you're a Trump supporter, we can still be friends. You can still watch my channel. I can still watch your channel. We just leave the politics the fuck out of that shit. Because I'm not going to judge you. Because 9 times out of 10, no one tells you who the fuck they voted for. And if they do tell you who they voted for, they tell you what you want to hear. Just so that you would not get in their case. Alright? I honestly did not vote for Trump. I am not going to vote for that racist. I voted for Biden, who has made a racist statement. But Trump has made more racist statements in the 4 years that he's been president than he's ever made in his life. Period. But because I'm not a Trump supporter, you're all going to say that I have some bias on that. But if you watch the first part of this video, or the second part rather, you heard me say that Biden had made a racist statement. His exact racist statement was, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. And yes, that is a racist fucking statement, indicating that all black people only vote for him because they're black. And the majority of black people generally vote Democrat. Okay, that's been scientifically proven. But in the defense of black people, a lot more Democrats have attempted to do more for black people than Republicans. Understand how that works. A lot more Democrats have attempted, the word attempted, to do more for black people and people of color than Republicans. But the truth be told, all political parties are about the money that they can put in their pocket and take out of yours. But I'm pretty sure you guys aren't going to consider that anything at all because it doesn't have anything to do with this video, which is true. It doesn't have anything to do with this video. But at that same time, if you can look me dead in the face and don't think that Trump telling the Chinese reporter to go ask China isn't racist, there may be something wrong with your moral compass. Clearly. No, that's all I'm saying. Just like I can look you in the face and clearly say that Joe Biden made a big racist statement and it was wrong. And as I said 2 minutes ago, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. That's as racist as fuck. And I still voted for him. You know why I still voted for him? Because I wasn't going to be voting for someone who considered an entire race of people the cause of a disease because it came from their home country. And even if their home country is the United States of America, the increasing attacks on Asians from blacks and from whites has grown from the increasing xenophobia of the Kung Flu or the Chinese virus, because those are words that he has actually said. And there's video on that from all of the video stations, from all of the news stations, including Fox, because that's his go-to channel. But my personal problem with Trump is not my personal problem with you. Understand, I have no personal problem with you. I may not like the decisions that you've made to vote for Trump. Okay? It's not my problem. Snake Eyes. Pure example of racism. I love the movie. Henry Golding did very well, and I'm not blaming Henry Golding for this. However, to the makers who made the movie, Snake Eyes is supposed to be a white dude. I'm sorry, Henry Golding. I love you, brother. But Snake Eyes literally is supposed to be a white dude. All of the origins, all of the Marvel G.I. Joe versus the IDW G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes was a white dude. Point blank period. All the retconning, Snake Eyes was a white dude. Therefore, that also throws back to the very first G.I. Joe movie. When they were in the works of the Snake Eyes origin movies, Ray Park was set to be Snake Eyes. You know, Darth Maul, the original Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, before they put the second G.I. Joe in with The Rock. The original Snake Eyes was Ray Park. And Ray Park, great martial artist, was set to do that. He had rumored on it. He had it on whatever social media or whatever. I seen it. I can't remember it, but he had it on there. Then we get the new Snake Eyes movie, which I loved. I totally loved. I didn't like how they retconned the Arashikage clan. I did not like that. That's the only complaint I have. I am not happy that Snake Eyes was more Deadpool than actual Snake Eyes. But hey, it was a good goddamn movie. Cool motorcycles. Shit looked great. Shit worked for me. They completely changed the Storm Shadow mythos. Everything was changed. Everything. But, again, I'm okay with that. I am mad as hell that they left off my favorite G.I. Joe from the Arashikage clan, which would be Jinx. Okay. They kept the Hardmaster who was blind and black there. They never really explained that shit, but they did. Because in the comics, the Hardmaster just, I guess, never came home from whatever war he was in and found himself in Japan. They never really give you a Hardmaster origin, but you do know that he's black and he's blind and he's a badass. That being said, we're done with that. Back on racism. When you hear someone make a racist statement, and you do or say nothing, it's not so much a crime as more of an opportunity lost. Alright? An opportunity lost. I explained that better by saying, I had an opportunity lost when I was bullied in high school. And another kid was bullied in high school who was smaller than me. We were being bullied by the same guy in Miss Kruger's class. And I decided that I'm going to fight back. Because I worked for my lunch money. And he wanted to take it. The white kid didn't work for his lunch money. It was given to him. He decided he wanted to give up his lunch money to the big burly black bastard. Then that was a racist statement. That wanted our money. And this big guy is like 6'7", still tall, he's still alive. And he looked at me and said, I'm going to take your money too. And I said, no. You can take his money. You're going to have to die trying to take mine. It's like, I'll beat you up. I said, I'm glad you think that. But I'm going to tell you how it's going to work. You're just bigger than me. I'm going to hurt you. And I'm going to hurt you bad. Because I do know Kung Fu and I'm not afraid of you. It's the only reason why I don't fight in school is because I'm scared of my mother. Nobody believed that shit until the day I brought my nunchucks to school because I was the only mixed kid in class. And Miss Jones, a black lady, that roughly between 7 or 9 black kids pick on me. You see the racism coming here? She's black. So let me set the stage. This is her desk. See that? That's her desk. This is exit 1, exit 2, exit 3 of her classroom. That's my desk. This is their desk. Way back there next to the door. Now they're throwing trash and spitballs at me from over the room. She's right fucking here. I'm right here trying to learn. But it's hard to learn when spitballs and shit are flying at your fucking head. And then you say, Miss Jones, you're going to do something about this. And Miss Jones says, all right, kids, knock it off. But this goes on from day 1 of school, which was August 25th, until damn near May. So I brought my nunchucks to school. I straight told her, today is the last day that you guys are going to fuck with me. Because I'm sending you to the hospital. Now altogether, y'all might beat me. But I bought equalizers. So I pulled out my nunchucks and said, when that goddamn bell rings, I'm fucking y'all up. See, this is racism. It's reverse racism, but it is a racism that I have faced all my life. From blacks, from whites, and then there's 2 incidences from natives in the same day. Because I'm not pure native. And they had no problem letting me know that shit. But see, I say it's an opportunity lost because Miss Jones could have been the hero. Instead, she was the villain. Which is why when I refer to Miss Jones, I do not call her Miss Jones. I call her the bitch. I had another story about that with a racist white teacher named Miss Deal. I also refer to her as the bitch. Not because she's white, but because she made me go to every funeral home in the city of Charlottesville to find the obituaries of my 3 dead friends. 1 died in January. 2 died in February. And she had the balls to tell me that 3 black people cannot die back to back. Now, all the funerals were in February. Because my bro, Reg, he died at the ass end of January. And he was buried in February. Like, at the beginning of February. Back to back, by the time I got this message, they were planning his funeral while Tony died. And my bro, Dooney, committed murder-suicide. Okay? So, I have to go to all the funeral homes to bring her these obituaries back, or I wasn't allowed back in her class. But you guys are going to chalk that up to her not being racist because she's white and I'm black. But my friends who were black died. And she also had the balls to tell me that 3 black people cannot die back to back. And I had to stand on my guns and say, well, darling, I hate to tell you, but 5 black people die every damn day. And just because it doesn't make the news channel doesn't mean it's not happening. Because it is. But just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. But yet, y'all might not consider that to be racist. You know why it's not racist? Because it's not happening to you. You know, when it's not happening to you, it's so easy to turn the blind eye. It's just like the same thing with the Afghanistan immigrants, where people were saying, oh, they're bringing in all these Afghanistani people, and they're giving them all our jobs, etc., etc. You think that hasn't been said about Mexicans? The Mexicans are coming over the border, they're taking all our jobs. Those are racist statements. Say they're not. I just made racist statements, but I'm not a racist. But I did just make racist statements to prove a point. 20% of you who are watching me right now know that was a racist statement. You also know that I stand against that shit. Which is why I said that shit. Because it's a racist statement. Does it make me a racist? No. But it doesn't change the fact that it was a racist statement. You see where we're going there? Even a non-racist can make a racist statement. Which doesn't change the fact that I made a racist statement. Now, you may not be a racist. You may be an undercover racist. Hell, you may be an all-out racist. Because if you watch my other video, I point out that I know some racists. And I got respect for them because they were straight up about the shit. Alright? Straight to the face. That's where we're going to stab you. We're not going to stab you in the back. We're going to stab you straight in the face. See, those racists I like. Because those are the guys I can work with. And I ain't never got to worry about them inviting me to the barbecue. I understand that shit. I ain't never got to worry about them telling me and my future wife, y'all can't come to the barbecue because she's Chinese and you're black. And you're not even all the way black. That'll be some shit that they'll say. And, you know, I'll give you another racist example that technically was racist, but not so much racist. So I applied for a job once with a young black lady from England, and she was darker than me. She didn't know I was part black at all. When I went to mark down Black American, she literally looked at me and asked me if I'm sure. And I looked at her and I said, ma'am, I know what color I am. I said, but you don't look black. I said, that's because I'm mixed. I said, I'm actually 3 different races. And I can't put them on there because my birth certificate says Negro. If I put anything other than Negro on there, you have a right to fire me because I would have lied on my application. So when I apply for shit, I put black. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to put black on my application because my birth certificate says I'm black. Yes, I am multicultural. But my birth certificate, by law, says I'm black. Do I like that shit? No. Do I have a choice in that shit? No. But I'm also trying to enroll for my native card. As soon as I figure out how that's done, I'm going to be right on top of that. Whether they give it to me or not, it's going to be a whole other ball game because we got to chase lineage and blood quantum, and that's why I need these DNA tests to be done. So yeah, I got to do all that. So something's just don't go hand and foot there. But like I said, you can make a racist statement without being a racist, but it doesn't change the fact that it's a racist statement. Understand? Now, when she looked at me and asked me, and I went through the story of how my dad's dad is black, my dad's mom is Native American, which is why we have the last name Williams, which is why I've changed my last name to Grey Wolf. Echo Fang Grey Wolf is my native name. That's the name I'm going by because I'm billing myself out as a Native American. Period. Because being mixed Native hasn't gotten me any jobs in Hollywood, or at all for that matter. Now, my mom's dad was white. Never met my great-grandfather. Only met my grandfather. Only had him for 6 years in my life. My grandmother is mixed Native. Or all Native. We don't know because she was adopted and raised by a black woman. My family is very well multicultural. I do not have the right to be a racist other than to racist people. You understand where we're going here. Because a lot of people are like, yeah, bro, Trump likes black people. Are you sure about that? Why don't you ask Omarosa about that? Because he likes black people that do things for him, that are pick-me's, that can help him get to a level in which he needs. And I have my bias on that. And I'm going to stand on that until I die. Because I have my biases just like everyone else have their biases. But here's the kicker. I am not here to make you not like Trump. That is not my job. I can never do that. I do not have that kind of power. The force. I cannot use the force to make you stop liking Trump. I can't. I can open your eyes to the way I see it. You do not have to accept that I opened your eyes to the way I see it. You understand that? But in not accepting the way I see it, I don't also have to accept the way you see it. But you're going to come at me with this bullshit. So when I retaliate, it's going to be a bit of a problem because you don't want to see the shit from the victim's point of view. And I should say more like a survivor's mentality versus a victim, but you're not really surviving racial slurs, all right? Because that's not something that goes away. Now, if I got jumped by a fuck ton of people who were white and it was a racist attack based on the color of my skin, then I am a survivor, all right? Let's say I got jumped by a bunch of black people who didn't like half-breeds and they were stomping away at me and calling me, you half-native this, you half-white that. That's a racist attack. That would make me a racial survivor. Now, as far as racial slurs, you don't survive racial slurs because racial slurs only hurt you emotionally and mentally. Physical attack is what you survive. So when we're wasting our time going back and forth about your point of view and my point of view and what's racist and what's not racist, that's where the problems lie. Because no one wants to agree. Now, you see the world your way, I see the world my way. And unlike you, I am willing to bend and come into the middle. But most people aren't, especially on the Trump shit. Most people aren't. And I like to tell everybody, the truth hurts. And when you get hit with the truth, it will hurt you a lot more than you know. Like I said, I've been the victim of racism from natives, from whites, and from blacks. The reason why I put it in that order because those were the least racist shit that happened. I had maybe one Chinese racist incident, and he wasn't from China. He was from Vietnam. This is how we knew, because we were kids. And he had said something to me, and I had said something to him. And I go in on my part being racist, and then he came in on his part being racist. But he came in at me first, and my dumb ass, not knowing shit about geographical knowledge at all, never heard of fucking Vietnam. I told him, go eat some rice cakes and go back to China. And he told me, fuck you half-breed, I'm from Vietnam. Hai Zhang. So he might not remember it that way. I remember it that way. But before it got racial, he started on me first. Then my dumb ass took it to the racial level. Then he took it back to the racial level. After that, we became pretty good friends after that. Because he was the only Asian kid at Burley Moran while I was going there. I was the only full-blown known mixed kid. You know how I know? Because nobody ever said anything else to the other light-skinned red-bone girls because they all had black features and black hair other than the fact that their skin tone was up here. My ass, head full of curls. Light skin. Because believe it or not, this is my actual skin color. This comes from working outside and it's permanently brown. I don't think I can lighten that up. Anyway, my legs are way lighter than this. Which is why I always wear pants. Okay? So, when you get down to it, my two-tone ass knows racism. Forwards and backwards. Because I've lived this shit. And to end this video, I'm going to say this. And I'm going to piss you all off. Purposefully so. If you have not been the victim of racism, you do not know what the fuck racism is. You're on the sideline. You're in the back of the room. You don't know what racism is. You really don't. My bro, Theo Butler, is busting his ass to get them to recast T'Challa. Because we don't have a lot of black heroes. We don't. And I support that shit. We got Falcon, and we had T'Challa. We have Battlestar, or Battalion, depending on how you want to call him. He's the black Captain America looking guy who was one of Silver Sabre's Wild Pack with the original Captain America shield. The actual shield, not the circular shield. We got that guy. A lot of, we have Luke Cage. But we have a lot of non-black superheroes. And most of the black superheroes get killed the fuck off. Like Dwayne Taylor, the original Night Thrasher, who I'm still mad to this day that they killed him off. Because he was like my favorite black superhero. Because he was the black Bruce Wayne. No. We had Rage. He was a 13-year-old kid who was in a human behemoth body because of some kind of accident. And if you go to any other comic book fucking lineup, there are very few black people. The greatest Green Lantern was a black Green Lantern, John Stewart. No one's going to agree with that because everybody's going to fight me over John Stewart, Kyle Ryder, and Kari Wynn. And I got to answer this phone. So we'll have to make another part. Thank you for watching.